Hello and welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. We began this show with a significant moment in the sport as the legendary men's doubles pair Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan called time on their illustrious career at the Daihatsu Indonesia Masters last week. Towards the end of 2024, the Indonesians had announced that they would retire from international badminton at their home tournament in Jakarta. So emotions and expectations were high when they took to the courts one final time. The daddies were handed a second-round defeat by Malaysian youngsters Junaidi Arif and Roy King Yap in straight games, and tears were shed on and off the court as the iconic duo bid farewell to badminton, having dedicated over 20 years of their life to the sport.
Ya, yang pasti kan ini pertandingan terakhir. Kita latihan dari kecil, dari umur 6 tahun sampai dengan sekarang. Akhirnya kita selesai dengan bulu tangkis. Pas itu rasa emosional, apalagi selesainya di rumah sendiri.
Ya kalau dibilang sedih ya sedih lah pasti. Cuman kan balik lagi saya senangnya karena sudah lepas lah dari semua beban. Mungkin sedih dan juga tapi saya senang bisa mengakhiri karir di depan publik sendiri ya.
Yang pasti istirahat dulu, dan kita kedepannya mungkin juga ada plan sama Ko Hendra sama Warung Steak untuk buat lapangan badminton.
Sedih lah nampak mereka asal nangis kan lepas itu match. So masa nampak dia nangis pun saya pun macam tak boleh tahan sebab dia punya career macam suddenly flashback dalam saya punya mind. So saya respect lah apa yang mereka achieve dalam mereka punya career pun. Masa dari kecil kan saya tengok mereka punya match sampai besar, dan pun satu honor untuk play with them on their last tournament. Salah satu idol saya Hendra Setiawan dengan Muhammad Ahsan, walaupun mereka sudah World Champion berapa kali pun, mereka masih stay humble dan desire untuk menang every tournament, dan I think itu satu perkara yang baiklah untuk saya belajar.
The PBSI then honored Ahsan and Setiawan in a ceremony on finals day in front of their beloved fans at the Istora Senayan, a fitting farewell for the pair who had delighted and inspired so many for so long. The daddies' legacy, though, will live long with their brand of badminton entrenched in the way men's doubles is played today.
Yeah, I played with daddy before, and then I never win them, and I know they play very well, and I learn about the front, in the game they have many plans. Yeah, I will learn some good for them.
Yeah, I think most importantly from them I learned is the mental and their attitude, their character in the court. I knew they have been very humble, but when in the court they are still very competitive and very hard to beat. They are my idol, and I actually learn a lot. And actually, most of my skill I learned from them. I think for me to learn from him again after his career and in our future career, I think we can learn much from them. Yeah.
We here at Badminton Weekly would like to wish Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan a very happy retirement and the very best in their next chapter. Continuing with our spotlight on the daddies, we spoke to other members of Team Indonesia on their memories of playing, training, and traveling with them.
I remember when I was young, and first time I represent Indonesia in the Thomas Cup, and that time Hendra Ahsan, like a monster, he carry us, but unfortunately we can't get the Thomas Cup back to Indonesia. And then in the 2021, I think in the Aarhus, when I already one of the decider to be the champion in the Thomas Cup, and it's really unforgettable moment I think with them. They already achieved everything I think, and still training hard, still professional, focus on their performance. There is inspiring me and inspiring all the youth player in the Indonesian national team.
momen favorite di luar lapangan, kita waktu itu sempat karena ya main mix bersama ya, karena memang ganda putra hanya mengirim satu pasangan, ganda putri satu pasangan, lalu kita berlatih bersama. Itu sih kenangan.
Jadi sangat baik di luar maupun di dalam lapangan, dan itu jadi kayak humble banget, jadi ke adik-adiknya tuh jadi kayak ngemong gitu.
Mereka pemain yang sangat berpengalaman, mereka pemain yang sangat pintar juga di dalam lapangan, di luar lapangan, disiplin juga. Ya mereka berkarakter humble ya, Hasan maupun Setiawan juga attitude yang sangat baik, sangat bagus juga. Jadi di luar lapangan mereka selalu disiplin, selalu berlatih dengan keras, dan di dalam lapangan juga mereka sungguh sangat pengen menang, haus akan gelar juara terus.
Kita sama senior ya, sama Dede di situ juga dekat dan sering ngobrol bareng juga, berbagai pengalaman yang mereka untuk ngasih tahu saya yang masih muda, dan itu sangat berarti juga.
Untuk saya ya, saya suka nongkrong sama Koes ya, lebihnya ya mungkin terakhir-terakhir ini ya udah nggak ada buat ngajak nongkrong ngopi bareng.
Aku pernah main Bright Up, partner Kohendra. Itu kayak jadi salah satu momen yang nggak bisa didapetin lagi nanti. Kami kan main mix gitu ya, kayak buat fun game gitu. Lebih ke pengalamannya Kohendra sih sangat luar biasa.
Pearly Tan and Tina Muralitharan became the first Malaysian women's doubles pair to reach the final of the Indonesia Masters in 14 years. But they were up against an informed duo who had beaten them in the finals in India the week before. Kim Hae-jung and Kong Hee-young finished runners-up in New Delhi and were back in the final for a second straight week. Ashwini Punapa breaks down where this match was won and lost.
This final specifically, I felt both pairs played phenomenally well. They were very, very strong in both their attack as well as their defense. And at the end of the day, it just boils down to the last couple of points in that third set, where I felt Kim and Kong were very strong, and they also got a bit lucky with a few shots hitting the net. But having said that, they're a little bit more steadier than Tina and Pearly. Both pairs were playing neck to neck, high quality badminton, and it just boils down to who holds their nerves towards the end. Well, to be honest, for me, Pearly and Tina are incredible movers on court. They're very, very light and agile. They're quick and fast on their feet, quite steady. They sometimes get the most unexpected shots back, like we saw in the match. There were two round the back defense shots, one from Pearly and one from Tina. So movement-wise, I wouldn't say they've really had a problem, but I would say if there's one aspect, it'd probably be consistency, because they do have a tendency at times to throw points away, especially shots that normally would have been a winner for them. And in that area, maybe a bit more, be a lot more consistent. But otherwise, overall, I would say game-wise, they've obviously won big tournaments. They've played high-quality matches. They've played the best against. I mean, they reached the semi-finals of the Olympics, and they've done really well over the last couple of years. So they are a very strong pair. So the only difference here is when you're playing such high-quality matches at such a high level, it just boils down to who's more consistent at that day. What I really loved about watching Kim and Kong was how the two of them were very, very fast moving into the net. And I'd say that gave them a bit of an advantage over the Malaysian pair, and they got quite a few winners because they would take that chance and rush into the net. And it's not something that I've seen Kong do with a previous partnership with the other Kim, but with the current Kim, I would say both of them do rotate and they move into the net really well, and they read the game quite well, which definitely is an advantage because it gives you, I mean, when you put a lot of pressure on your opponent and not really giving them that net space to like block and get the attack, I mean, they're forced to lift and give away the attack. So that works in their favor and in their advantage. We have seen a lot of Korean pairs who've switched around and who found success in like the first and second tournament. And especially if you're playing with players who have played at a high level, like the Korean doubles players switch around so much that they're used to playing with each other and they play big tournaments with each other. So it's like everyone is used to playing at a very high quality. So even if you mix two players, there's a lot of thought process and assuming that goes behind who would make a perfect match. And the fact that they've switched around so much gives them the advantage to like try, because they have so many doubles players. So not really surprised, because they do come from a country which is very, very strong in doubles. So not really surprised.
The women's singles draw opened up with the quarter-final exit of third seed Tomoka Miyazaki, as well as the withdrawal of home favorite and second seed Gregoria Mariska Tunjung due to illness. This saw two players from Chinese Taipei book a semi-final berth for the first time in the tournament's history. Kirsty Gilmer delves into the prospects of Seng Suo-yun and Wen Qixu.
I think Tai Tzu-ying is like a once-in-a-generation player, right? I think it's going to be extremely hard to capture what that was again for Chinese Taipei. But I think this week at Indonesia Masters, with Xu and Sung's performances of getting to the semi-finals, they beat some big names on the way. Sung beat Gao Fangyi and Wen beat Pornpaway Chuchuang. And Wardani, who's very much up and coming as well, is having a strong period right now. So, I mean, I think we're seeing like glimpses of really great top quality, top 10 level performances. It might be a little bit late for them to replicate what we've had from Tai Tzu-ying. They're both, I think, 27. So they're in the latter part of their career, I would say. And they've had some great success so far, but having played against both of them, I don't feel that that sense of danger from either of them really, that's going to be enough to take them into the top 10 and winning these like maybe 750 and 1000. I will happily be proven wrong, but in the case of Chinese Taipei, I think if they want another Tai Tzu-ying, they're going to have to start looking at their 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are up and coming and perhaps on the challenge circuit right now and building up into the 100s and 300s and 500s. I think Chinese Taipei are one of the countries that are really, you see them come in and flood the series and challenge tournaments, and I think that's the best basis for finding that needle in a haystack, finding that one diamond player like Tai Tzu-ying.
It was 6th seed Ratchanok Intanon who claimed the women's singles crown at the Daihatsu Indonesia Masters for the third time in her career. A first tour trophy of 2025 for the 29-year-old, and Kirsty Gilmer is thrilled to see Intanon rejuvenated and back to title-winning ways.
Ratchanok has had a great time, especially in the Istora Senayan. This is her third Indonesia Masters win, and her first to be 2010, 2020 and 2025. That's unbelievable. 15 years of managing to seal titles in the Istora Senayan. I think a lot of players think that they have like a special relationship with Istora Senayan, but rarely does it like love you back consistently. So Ratchanok, I think she said in her Instagram comment, she was like, me and Istora Senayan have got something special going on, and I thought that was quite appropriate, because it does seem to bring out incredible performances from her. It's so nice to see that she's kind of given herself this, it almost seems like a project to see like, I'm giving myself this much time, how much can we squeeze out of it? And for some players that's going to be great, because it's not like never ending. I think it'll help her squeeze everything out of what she's got left. It's going to be interesting to see when she decides enough is enough, because for someone who's won almost everything, so it'll be interesting to see when she feels that it's enough. So watch this space, I guess.
That's it for our show today. Join us next week for more headlines and stories coming out of the HSBC BWF World Tour, which is in Bangkok for the Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters. In the meantime, stay up to date with the latest news by downloading our BWF app, Badminton for You. And as always, let us know your thoughts, comments and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Bye for now.